Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Conor Rosario. Locals from Bade, Asagaon, Anjuna and Para have raised their serious concern over the huge land scams happening in these villages. On Sunday, several locals came out and spoke on how their houses are getting dispossessed under this racket of fake deeds inserted in archives and sub-registrar of mahotsav in collusion with the Mamlatdar from Bardez. They also allege that many properties are being mutated in the name of these fraudsters and have all the documents to prove that the properties are transferred fraudulently.
Fake deeds, fake properties, registration in Bade Asagaon locals have said. Houses are getting dispossessed under this racket of fake deeds inserted in the archives and sub-registrar of mahotsav in conclusion with Mamlatdar from Bardez, they alleged. They also allege that many properties are being mutated in the name of these fraudsters and have all the documents to prove that the properties are transferred fraudulently.
We noticed that his major properties, about 3 properties, are already somebody has captured. So we have no defense since every government office is not helping us. So now our Christine Dias, who is a lawyer, she is helping us to get justice.
The survey number where I reside, that is 39/4, including my grandfather's property, which is survey number 31/2. So when we came to know about this, we have also filed an objection on 29th of March, after which on 30th of March, similar thing has taken place wherein mutation proceeding they have applied for. So now we had 2 hearings for which we had to go, by which the Mamlatdar as well as the opposite party, they were not present. The 3rd date is given to us on 8th of June.
This plot was already put out for sale and we were given a 15 days notice to clear all the things. It was my friend Nelson's son who saw it and informed my daughter, because I am in Dubai, and then from there we spoke to Christine and we started the procedure to get it back.
When you came to know?
We came to know somewhere on 7th or something of April.
How much
It was put out for sale with a 15 days notice. Now, I have one suggestion, is we also go through the economic offences wing, because this is a massive fraud. No? We can approach them also.
29th of March we put the objection. On the 30th of March there was a sale deed registered to the buyer named Benchu K. James. Right? And as Christine said, the Mamlatdar was wanting to expedite certain cases within 7 days. But for my case, I haven't got a hearing initially. The first initial hearing was not up to 2 weeks. Right? He was not giving me a hearing date of 2 weeks. Only when Christine intervened, they formally said that they would give us a date. So there's a lack of procedure for sure. There might be some self-vested interest for sure, because in certain cases they want to expedite it, in certain cases they don't want to do it.
According to these deeds, which is accepted by the revenue authorities, are based on facts or sold by people who were not even in existence at that point of time. Basically what they are doing, they are taking the Form 1 and 14 of the present owners, inserting those names in the 1951 deeds and executing these deeds of sale, subsequently on basis of succession deeds, and all mutation proceedings are without any procedure.
Prakash Gadikar for Herald TV.
Ancestral houses and heritage chapel that were built before the railways laid their first track could have their walls torn down if the much opposed expansion of these tracks becomes a reality. People are taking up the battles to save their land, are suffering from health ailments caused by the hazardous coal pollution. When they raise their voices, it is shut down, even though their future and life as they know is at stake.
It's a fight for survival by the sons of the soil in the dust blows of coal. What is considered to be the pride of Goa, century-old heritage structures, are just dots on the map for railway authorities and survey numbers marked for the land acquisition. These heritage houses and monuments, some of which were built even before the railways laid their first track, and now facing partial demolition if the double track project does proceed through Majorda, Consaulim, Arosim, Qualim, Isorim, and numerous other neighboring villages along the southern western railway track.
This rail track was laid on a footpath of people, somewhere in the 1800s. Okay. It was the end of the century. Probably at that time the Portuguese thought that we have to bring in goods or take. It was only for goods. Okay. Then they started a train for people to go to work. Okay. This coal, the first came the mining, and then came the coal. Okay. And now they want to double the transportation. It's only for transportation of coal.
And how often do the trains pass here? I'm asking this because I hear that locals have issues getting from one side to the other side. You'll are blocked by the when the train passes. You'll are blocked. Can you speak about?
Yes, it is very dangerous for the people. A few days back we had 2 incidents. 2 people were killed, hit by the train while crossing the tracks. They were unaware that the train was coming. Imagine if someone is sick in the house and we call an ambulance. First of all, the ambulance cannot reach us because this gates are closed for at least 10-15 minutes, sometimes even half an hour. And then even if you get the sick person into the ambulance, we have no way to go to the hospital. Here there is a track, here there is a gate, you go a little further, there's another one. That side is a Konkan gate, and we are blocked inside here.
Exponential not only by the number of, because of the doubling, it will be exponential because the number of coal rakes will also increase. Today the movement on the track is slowed down because there are congestion points. Once you have a free flow on both sides, there will be a continuous flow and it will be exponential.
Speaking about the speed of the trains, as you mentioned, the passing by, we spoke to a lot of locals who told us that their structure, their walls are crumbling due to the vibrations caused by the speed of the trains. Yes. Have you come across people who have suffered like this?
No, I mean, I'll go a little deeper into the question of speed. When the track was first laid, it was a meter gauge track. It was laid built during the Portuguese era. The speed at which the trains were moving was 40 kilometers an hour. Today they are moving at 110 kilometers an hour. Our ancestors had kept a patch of land on both sides of the track, about 10 meters, which was very well thought of. They were intended for vibration dampers. There was a trench built and you had the vibration being absorbed by those trenches. So it was not affecting the old buildings because they were going below, the vibration was moving below. So that was kept with intention. Today the railways claim it is their land. So so we have filed a petition in the High Court, in the local High Court, and our 2 main issues on that petition are number 1, does the Panchayat have a say in the local development? As mentioned in the Constitution, as mentioned in the Town and Goa Panchayat Raj Act, as mentioned in the Town and Country Planning Act. They are violating everything. They are not even consulting us. Their own railway board mandates that they talk and ensure that they talk to the local panchayat.
It is Aditya Bidre and Castan Miranda for Herald TV.
Contractual workers of the Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior, the IPHB, protesting their termination from service. Speaking to the media, they narrated their ordeal, saying they had no money for food and were unable to feed their children. They told media persons that inflation is hitting them hard and they are finding it difficult to make a living. They said that if they eat one day in a city hotel like Panjim, they have to go hungry the next day. We have no money for household expenditure, to buy medicines for parents and fees for children's admission and education, they said.
IPHB workers narrated their ordeal, saying that they had no money for food and were unable to feed their children. They say that inflation is hitting them hard and they are finding it difficult to make a living. They also said that if they eat one day in a city hotel like Panjim, they have to go hungry for the next. The ongoing protest by the 28 contract workers who work as Psychiatric patient caretakers in the IPHP Bambolim completed nearly a month at Azad Maidan. One of the protesting workers said, "We worked on contract in IPHP for nearly 9 years, and after termination, we today feel that we have wasted our productive years."
IPHBतलो स्टाफ आमकां एक म्हयनो एक दीस हांगासर आमी आज बसले आमकां इतको प्रॉब्लेम जाल्लो आसा आमकां हांगासर येतली सुद्दां जाल्यार आमचे कडेन पयशे ना आनी आमच्या भुरग्या बाळांची सुद्दां अशी बिकट परिस्थिती जाल्ली आसा तांकां खावपाक जेवपाक सुद्दां कितें घालपाक आमचे कडेन आज येना येवपाक हांगासर आमकां येना आतां फाल्यां पावस तेकलो भुरग्यांक फी भरतली सुद्दां जाल्यार आमचे कडेन एक पयसो ना आतां तेन्ना हांव इतलेंच रिक्वेस्ट करता गोव्हर्मेंटा कडेन आमकां बेगीतले बेगीन तेंच्यांनी खंयसरूय जॉब दिवन आमचे हो प्रश्न सॉल्व करपाचो हांव इतकेंच मागता आमचो बाबा सीएमा कडेन हांव हात जोडून कळकळीची विनंती करता आमकां तेणी बेगीतले बेगीन आमकां तेणी खंयसरूय जॉब दिवचो आनी हेल्थ मिनिस्टर बाबाकूय हांव तशेंच रिक्वेस्ट करता हात जोडून आमकां तेणी खंयसरूय जॉबाक बेगीतले बेगीन हें करून आमचो पावसा पयलीं प्रश्न सोडोवचो आमकां 9 वर्सां जालीं आमी थंय कामाक आसले आमी कोविडान सुद्दां थंयसर काम केलां
खंय IPHB बांबोली
हय
ओके आनी मागीर तुमकां वर्सा वर्स रिन्यू करताले
वर्साच्या वर्सा कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट रिन्यू करताले
आतां ह्या वर्सा तुमचो कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट रिन्यू करूंक ना
6 म्हयन्याचोच केल्लो
खंयच्या तारखेर सान खंयच्या
तारखेर रिन्यू जातालो आनी ऑक्टोबर काबार जातलो सो आमकां आतां नोव्हेंबरासून 6 म्हयने रिन्यू करून दिल्लो ते 6 म्हयने कंप्लीट करून दिवंक ना मदींच तेंच्यांनी आमकां भायर मारलें
आतां नोव्हेंबरान सान तुमी आतां कामाक ना सद्या
ना
तुमचे आतां डिमांड कितें आसा तुमचे डिमांड कितें आसा
खंय ते आतां 9 वर्साची माणूस कितें हेणी आमकां 9 वर्सां काम करून आमी इतली सर्वीस बरी करून आमकां कामा वयले काडले सो आमकां खंय तरी दुसऱ्या जाग्यार जरी त्या जाग्यार ना जाल्यार दुसऱ्या जाग्यार जरी खंय तरी जाता थंय आमकां
तुमी कसले काम करताले
पेशंट केअर एटेंडन्साचें काम करता
पेशंट केअर तुमी सगळे 28 जाण पेशंट केअर एटेंडंट ओके ते आतां कोविडाच्या तेंपार आनी तेच्या आदी
जे कोविड टायमार आमी ड्युटी केल्या न्हू तेन्ना की तेंचो स्टाफूच चड नासतालो गव्हर्मेंटाचो आमी एकट्यानी
खूब रिस्क आसली तुमच्या लायफाक
हय आनी जशी ड्युटी केल्या की आमी 24 वरां ड्युटी केल्या PPT किट घालून की आमकां उदक पिवपाक सुद्दां आमकां टायम नासतालो आनी वचोंक मेळनासलें उदक पिलें जाल्यार PPT किट काडपाची म्हणून सांगताली त्या हेचेर आमकां ह्यान नासलें म्हणटकूच आमी तशी सुद्दां इतली डिफिकल्ट ड्युटी केल्या उपाशी मरून सुद्दां आमी 24 वरां थिंगासर ड्युटी केल्या
This is Freddie Fernandez and Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
Locals from Kurti Bori have raised serious concerns over garbage being dumped along the roadside. Speaking to Herald TV, they fear that the Bori highway stretch will turn into another Sauceror. They demand immediate clearance of this garbage that is dumped along the roadside.
Borim Highway can turn into another Sauceror. Locals demand solution. Locals from Kurti Borim have raised serious concern over the garbage being dumped along the roadside.
नमस्कार आम्ही आज असा कुट्टी ते बोरये ह्या हायवेचेर रस्त्याच्या सायडीन बायपासाच्या सायडीन तुम्ही पळोवंक शकता हांगा डंप यार्ड केल्लो आसा सगळो घरातलो कचरो हाडून लोक हांगा उडयता हांगा सगळो डंप यार्ड जालो आसा दुसरो सोंसोडो जातलो असो दिसून येता एक सोंसोडो मडगांव आसा तेजो अजून पर्यंत कोण लक्ष घालना आनी हांगा दुसरे कडेन अशें कचरो उडोवपाक सुरू जाल्ले आसा गव्हर्मेंटा कडेन म्हजी एकूच मागणी आसा की बेगीनच्या बेगीन हाजेर कारवाई घेवची पंचायत किंवा म्युनिसिपालिटी ह्या एरियेक समज लागता जाल्यार हेंच्यांनी हेजेर निरीक्षण घेवचें आनी बेगीनच्या बेगीन जे कोण लोक हांगा कचरो उडयता हेंचेर कितें तरी तुमी उपाय
Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
The fishermen in Shapora are facing several problems for several years now. Issues such as solution towards the sandbars near the jetty, no toilet and canteen facilities at the jetty. Hence, they have submitted a memorandum to the Fisheries Minister Nilkant Harlankar in this regards, demanding solution towards their demands and problems.
Shapora fishermen demand solution towards their issues. Submits memo to the minister in concern. Demands toilet facilities and canteen at the jetty. Minister assures to solve their issues.
4-5 जण गेल्ले फिशरी मिनिस्टराकडे कित्याक आमचे ते ग्रीवन्सीस तेजे कडेन मांडपाक आमी तोंडान तेजे कडेन ग्रीवन्सी ह्यो मांडल्या एक सँडबाराचो एक आमचो मेन प्रॉब्लेम पयलीं आमकां फिशरी अलॉटमेंट दिल्ली डिजल अलॉटमेंट दिताले अमके KL म्हणून आमकां दिताले ते आनी त्या उपरांत तेजेर सबसिडी बी कांय नासली म्हणजे ते सबसिडी काडूनच दिताले आमकां अमकेच म्हणून तुका आनी तेजेर आमकां बरें पडटालें आतां तहें ना आतां बिलां धाड ही बिलां धाड हें धाड तें धाड सबसिडीचेर पेपर वर्क चड जाता पेपर वर्क डिलीट करतले जाल्यार कंप्लीट करतले जाल्यार आमकां उपाय म्हणटा तो एक कितें आमचे वॅट काडून डिझल दिवचें
काल आमी मिनिस्टराक सांगल्या प्रमाणे मिनिस्टराची आमी भेट घेतली आनी मिनिस्टराक आमी कांयशे गोश्टी सांगल्यो आनी तेणेन आमकां कितें कांयशे बरेंशें आमकां एक बरें ओपिनियन दिलें तो आमकां मागीर सांगलें तुमची समस्या कितें आहा ती सांग आतां सध्या मेन म्हणजे आमची आहा प्रॉब्लम ही जेटी तर टोटलूच गेल्ली आहा आमी सांगलें ताका पूण ती जेटी वाडोवन दुसरें आमकां सध्या म्हणजे मेन सॅनबार जेटी आनी सध्या आमकां एक हांगा टॉयलेट आनी कॅन्टीन हें आमकां एमर्जन्सी आमी सांगलां तेणें सांगलां सध्या तुमची कितें आहा तें तुमी मान्य करा जेन्ना आपूण हांगा भेट दितलो त्या प्रमाणे जेन्ना भेट दितलो तेन्ना तुमी दाखया आनी आमी तेका परत आमी ते ट्रेनिंग हॉटेलाची आमी उलयले तेका ट्रेनिंग हॉटेलाची उलयले सांगलें तांकां आमी फॉरेस्टराची गजाल तेणें सांगलें आपूण ते पळयता दितात आपूण खबर काडटा म्हणून फॉरेस्टराची आमी तांकां सांगलें ते फॉरेस्ट इतके सोडून तेच्या भायर सट्टे सुद्दां जाल्यार काम केल्यार आमचें जाता पण ते ट्रेनिंग हॉटेल घातलें काय ना ते भुरगे ट्रेनिंग हॉटेल घातलें की आमचें एकदम सामकी समाधान जावंक शकता इतकी मेन तेणें आतां इतकेंच मागता तेजे कडेन तेणें येवचें आनी आमकां भेट दिवची आनी आमची कितें समस्या आहा तेणें सांगलां येता म्हणून तेन्ना म्हाका दिसता एक थोड्याच दिसांनी येवपाचो जो मेरेन आमी आमची व्हरून ताका कितें तरी एक दिवंक जाय बरोवन बाबा ही आमची सद्याची परिस्थिती आतां म्हूण आमचो सिजन सोंपलो कसोय तरी सगळ्यांक निमाणें आमी झिरो सगळ्यांक निमाणें आमी सारके झिरो आमी वयता निमाणें 3 म्हयने आमचो फक्त सिजन गावता आमकां कारण ह्या सॅनबाराक लागून आनी सगळ्यांनी खान आतां सांगलां आमचे बाब थोडणकारान सांगलां पळय तशें सगळे हांगा मारून वयता आनी आज पयशे आमची परिस्थिती पगार घालपाक आमचे कडेन सुद्दां पयशे आमी रीण काडून पगार घालता ती आमी मिनिस्टरा कडेन उपकार मागता आतां हेजे फुडलो सिजन येवच्या पयलीं ताजे एकदा मिनिस्टरान हात घालून आमकां हे सॅनबाराचें करून दिवचें आनी ही जेटी करून दिवची आनी ह्या जे आमी सद्या मेरेन आतां फास्ट सुविधा बाकीचे जे आमकां प्लॅनिंग दिल्या कितें दिलें ते आमचे कडेन सगळें उपलब्ध ते आमी जेन्ना मिनिस्टर येतलो तेन्ना आमी दाखयतलो ही सुविधा तुका जाय हेच्या पेक्षा बऱ्यांचे बरें कर म्हणून आनी आमी तेचें अभिनंदन करतले.
This is Prakash Gadikar for Herald TV.
Goan singer, songwriter, trumpeter and actor based in Toronto, Canada, who is originally from the picturesque island of Saint Esteve in Goa. Speaking to Clinton D'Souza on Herald TV's Newsmakers, Goan star Velros Pereira spoke on what pulls or draws a lot of people into acting and music is that it is a way to explore life and human emotion. She loves observing behavior and using it in their characters or music. From screen acting to musical theatre, music recording to live performances, artists tell us in their own words why they love performing and when they were bitten by the talent bug. Many people already know that they were born to be an actor or an artist before stepping on the stage. If you're good at both, combining the two would lead to a beautiful and adventurous journey, such as in musical theatre.
Holding on to her Goan roots, the story of trumpet queen Velros Pereira on Newsmakers. Goan star Velros Pereira spoke on what draws a lot of people into acting and music. Is that the way of explore life and human emotion?
I think I have been really blessed in terms of the support that I've been getting from the Goans, not only in Goa but as well as all over the world. Even when I'm in Canada, you know, like when I do perform, lately due to COVID it's been online performances, but when I did perform live, there was immense support and you know, I think the more further you go away from Goa, you can see that the Goans really stick, you know, strongly to their roots, because one of the ways that you can kind of stick to your roots is through music, you know, through having events and shows that go on, and you can see so much of support that pours in from the Goans all over. So I think I'm blessed that way.
Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
Hindol Sengupta, an Indian historian and journalist, released his new book Sing, Dance and Pray, the inspirational story of Srila Prabhupada on Sunday. This book is about when A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada entered the port of New York City on 17 September 1965. Few Americans took notice, but he was not merely another immigrant. He was on a mission to introduce ancient teachings of Vedic India to mainstream America. Speaking to Herald TV, Hindol Sengupta also spoke about this writing passion.
Sing, Dance and Pray, the inspirational story by Srila Prabhupada by Hindol Sengupta.
New book, Sing, Dance and Pray by Hindol Sengupta is a very, very special book for Penguin, for me. And I think personally I've waited for this book for almost 5 years now. So very happy to see all of you here and the book in physical form. So congratulations to you, Hindol. I know it's taken a lot of research, hard work to be able to write this book.
In this particular case, not too many people have been able to jump onto the bandwagon because as far as I'm aware, Hindol's is the only biography of Srila Prabhupada that has come out. So congratulations to Hindol and to ISKCON that this has finally happened. There are many parts to Srila Prabhupada. There is an element which is about his own individual evolution from Abhay Charan to becoming Srila Prabhupada. That's one part of it. So if I'm going to quote the Bhagavad Gita, which I should, because most people know Prabhupada because of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sthita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitati king prabhasit kimasit vajitke. Applied to Sri Prabhupada, this book attempts to answer that question. Secondly, it's not the first time that there has been a biography of Srila Prabhupada.
See is that Srila Prabhupada in his presentation of the Gita and the philosophy is very rational, very logical, and he, all the different kinds of questions that a seeker would have will find an answer. So Prabhupada is logical, reasonable. That is one aspect of his presentation of the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Another thing that actually galvanizes that understanding and the transformation in the people is the very life of Srila Prabhupada.
We tend to see some of these figures as two-dimensional, isolated figures. Like if you look at Vivekananda, you just look at Vivekananda separately, a lot of people do that. Even Srila Prabhupada, you look at Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON at best, right? But there is a whole context to Srila Prabhupada. Every individual who does anything in the world is as much part of the world and the times that they are living in. And even, for instance, the kind words that Vivekda wrote for the book, he mentioned that even before Srila Prabhupada, there was an Abhay Charan Day. And the journey of Abhay Charan Day, in fact, to me at least, is as important, because if we look at only Srila Prabhupada, then we are looking at somebody who's almost, is so, in a sense, divine, that it distances ourselves. We have to understand the journey, how an Abhay Charan Day becomes Srila Prabhupada.
This is Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
The procession of Our Lady of Fatima was taken out from Donapaula to Taligaon to mark apparition of Mother Mary reported in 1917 by 3 shepherd children, Lucia dos Santos, Francisco and Jacinta Marto at Cova de Iria in Fatima, Portugal.
The procession of Our Lady of Fatima was taken at Dona Paula, Taligaon to mark the appreciation of Mother Mary, reported in 1917 by three shepherd children, Lucia dos Santos, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, at the Cova de Iria in Fatima, Portugal. Watch the religious celebration that took place in Goa.
Ito patron, masosoro eh.
Shagun Gowde for Herald TV.
United in culture. With this motto, Lok Mahotsav was held at Davai Valpoi. This unique cultural event is known as a people's event, wherein several musical, drama and other cultural performances is a part of this Mahotsav.
Lok Mahotsav, a cultural local event, was held at Davai Valpoi in Sattari. Several artists were felicitated during this event. Sachin Gawas for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thank you for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.